We all want a perfect quarter-inch seam when we are doing our piecing of our quilts. Now, if you're using a foot letter A, you will notice that it is wider than a quarter inch. So this is not what you want to just use in the basic center needle position. Now, you do have, look at top on row 2, stitch number 10. So I'm going to go ahead and get to that. Row 2, stitch number 10, and it even says 1/4 inch on it. Well, what it does is it moves the needle position to the right side just a couple notches, and then when you use the edge of the presser foot as your guide, see where it is. Now, here's the deal. Whenever you are working with a quarter-inch seam, the idea is that you need to not be able to see the fabric slipping out underneath the foot. That's the key. So many people want to see that, and it actually needs to be a hair's breadth on the inside. So that's kind of what they call a scant quarter inch. That means that when you're actually done stitching, there's room for the folding over of this fabric to accommodate that fold, and then you still get the same open area that you need for your block to be the finished size. Now, if you like that stitch, but you want a little bit extra help, what you want to do is switch to a foot that is available to you. It's called a quarter-inch edge stitch foot that you can get at your local dealer. It's the same exact foot, but it's got two things. It's got a guide on the right side and a line that's going to be even with the needle that's moved to the right side. This is my favorite foot for piecing. So then all I have to do is put that underneath, lower the presser foot 2 times, move the fabric to where I need to be, and then start stitching. And what it does is it keeps the fabric from sneaking out underneath that presser foot. And I also have a little bit more of the foot on the fabric, so I really like doing that. I do like using a little bit of a thinner thread. I'll let you pick which brand you like, but the thinner the thread, the less, I should say, bump you have when you press open your seams. Flat thread gives you more accurate quarter-inch seams. So this is one way to do it. Now, another way to do it would be, and a lot of people, this is what you have been told to purchase, is a regular quarter-inch foot with a guide. You can get this with a guide or without. Most people get it with. You just have to remember that you go back to a center needle position and not that stitch, row 2, stitch 10, and then when you lower this down, that will help you keep nice and guided. It also has those extra lines on the side. If you are going to use this foot, another thing you can purchase would be a straight stitch throat plate, and the needle then is only going to go in that hole. That also helps when you're working on triangles and you're going like corner to corner, and when you go to that very first stitch right here, you're not going to lose that point into the big opening of the throat plate that's open for the zigzag because you don't have that extra width. It can't get caught as easily down into that little extra hole. Of course, if you put this throat plate on, go into your set menu and set it for stitch width safety. What it'll do is then limit all your stitches to not let you pick a zigzag or a decorative stitch accidentally and break a needle with this plate on. So those are a couple things I like to do and recommend to my students when trying to get perfect stitches for your quilt, especially when you're working with triangles.